other DIYers. Today we're working on this Ford Escape right behind me, and we're kind of running up on that 100,000 mile thing, and we're going to do a few things that you might want to try there at home, and hey, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start off, first of all, by working on changing out the spark plugs. And just so you know, you can see right behind me, right there, there's my list of things we need to do for this one. A couple other extra things we're going to do in another video, but we're going to do the regular maintenance stuff right away, and we got spark plugs to do first. So, first of all, I'm going to bring you guys in here. You can check this out. So, making it real easy for us right here. You can pull all the clips off of here. I believe that looks like about a, let's roll the dice on a 10 millimeter. No, it's not a 10 millimeter. But it is an 8 millimeter. So, get these taken out of here, and then we'll start taking the plugs out. Alright, so got all four of them all pulled out. Nothing really terrible on them. A little bit of corrosion on fourth one, but overall not too bad. Gotten a little hot on a couple of them, but we're going to go ahead and change them out. This is our Motorcraft ones right here, the SP530 Iridiums, and we're going to get those put in and put everything back together. And we are going to use a little anti-seize on these as they came out. It was a little sticky, but not too bad, so we'll put a little bit of stuff on them to keep them from seizing up. Alrighty, so that should do it for our spark plugs. Normally go ahead and show you how to take the air filter out and change it out, but unfortunately the place we went to, a couple different places, did not have any air filters for us, so I will show you that it's pretty simple. It's a couple of clips here on the top. You can pull this back open. Your filter's sitting right on the inside of here. Pull it up out of here. There we go. This filter's not bad at all. So we could probably let it go for just a little bit longer. Alright, so now we're off to the oil change. Right up here underneath the motor, oil pan is a 13 millimeter. And right in front of it is the oil filter. So I'm going to try not to get this on my camera, but I'm sure I'll splatter oil all over here. There we go. That was a pretty clean one. And then like I said, right in front of it is your oil filter. And nice to have an oil filter wrench like this to be able to grab hold of it. I'm just going to barely start breaking it loose because I want to be able to get most of the oil in here before I move it to catch some of the oil that's going to come off of the filter also. So we'll wait on that. Then we'll pull the filter. put our plug back in, and then we'll go back up top. Alright, so start pulling off the, and I got a little bit of oil that came over, and yeah, there's where you're ready for it to fall out, so that's fun. Always a good idea to look up and make sure that the filter actually had the ring come off of it. Sometimes they will stick to the top, and you sure as heck cannot smash another oil filter ring together. It will absolutely leak. So always make sure that that has came off with the old oil filter, and we can start go ahead and put the new filter back on. The new oil filter here is the MGL 51348. That's a new one that's going to go back on, and oh, it even has a nice pretty little seal around this, and yeah, make sure that all comes off. There we go. And I usually do try and take a little bit of oil and just around that seal there on the top there, just to make sure it slides on there. Shouldn't have an issue, but always nice little bit of precaution. And then we want to make sure we're going to put in plug again. Now, getting the oil filter tight on here, usually you got oil and stuff on your hands. Try and take a rag, grab a hold of it, use your best kung fu grip, and tighten that thing up on there. Wipe off any extra oil that's around so you make sure we don't have any other leaks. And then we'll go up on the top and start filling her up. Alright, so up here on top again, got our new, got the oil cap off here, 520 we're putting back in, and here's our Motorcraft 520 that's going back. Alright. Should have enough oil in there to get her started up. We'll get it started up, and then we'll double check to see where we're at. Make sure the filter gets all filled up, and then we'll double check to make sure we got the right level. Alright, that should be long enough for us to make sure that we got enough oil in the filter. Everything should be round up enough. And now we'll go ahead and double check, make sure we got the right level in there, and be good to go. Alright, so there's a couple of things done. We got spark plugs, new spark plugs in there. We have new oil change done. We're going to go through and do the cabin air filter. And we're also going to rotate all the tires on here. I say all of them. We're not going to mess with the spare, but I'll show you how our rotation is on that. We're going to bring the back ones to the front, and then the front ones will crisscross to the back. That'll help with even wear throughout the life of the tires. So we're going to work on rotating the tires, and then we'll show you the cabin air filter. So if you're getting ready to go ahead and rotate all your tires, great time here to knock them loose off of there. But a great time to go ahead and inspect the brakes. Make sure that your surfaces are still nice and flat. Check, make sure the pads are not worn down too much. Perfect time to look at that. All right, so once you got your tires off, checking the rotors here, make sure that it's not you just didn't drive it in. These will be hot. But you can see right here along on the pads, that little area right there, that is the thickness of the pads. That's your wearable surface there. On the back side, you have the same thing. On the backs of these, This is something we're gonna have to take a look at. Hopefully maybe I can get you in here to look at this a little better. I gotta put it up here, hold on. All right, so here's on the inside of the wheel. This is that inside I was kind of pointing at earlier, and you can see see how the surface got some grooves and stuff in it. That is not what we're looking for. You can see that this should be all brake surface all the way through here, and really we're only getting about this much of the surface is really smooth and actually braking. So we're going to be looking at replacing these rotors and putting in new pads also a little later on. That'll be the next thing on the list to get looked at or get changed out. So just something to be aware of and something to look for when you're doing, you know, just doing service or even rotation for any time. Here's a much better view. You can see that this is really the only smooth surface that's there. So either there's been problems with these brakes in the past or whatever, but they're just not set right. So this will definitely be something to look at for the future. All right, so the last thing on our list today is the cabin air filter, and that is going to go right up underneath inside of here. There are these kind of Phillips push screw type things that are along top here. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 of them, probably more like 5 of them would be enough to be able to pull this up and be able to reach down in there and get that filter out of there. So I'm going to start taking these out. Like I say, just a few turns. Sometimes you got to press a little bit up from the bottom, and once they start coming up, you can kind of take them out. They're not going to let me take them out by hand though. I got to try to push the bottom of the clip together so it'll thread its way back out, and then there it is. So they are threaded, and then the bottom of the clip, then you can just push right out from the bottom, and there you go. So I'll get these taken out of here. All right, so I got 4 of these off of here, and pull this up here. Here's the cover for where the filter goes, and it's not the first time I've seen this, but there's no filter in there. Sometimes they're in there, sometimes they're not. I'm not sure if the factory does it every time. Yeah, I have no idea. But the new one's going in, so this vehicle will have one now. So I believe it looks like, from the shape of everything, looks like it should go in there just like this. With the foam on the outside, it fits down in there nice and snug. I don't know if y'all can. Oh yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that in there. So then it's just a matter of these clips going back down over them. And then we'll put the new screws back in the top, and that job will be done. All right, so that's going to do it on this one. 100,000 mile checkup, and we did our oil change, we did tire rotation, filter changes on the air, cabin air, and well, we were going to do the intake air too, but that one we'll do later on. And what was the other thing? Spark plugs, first thing we did, yes, right? So I know there's more things we could do. We could do transmission change, oil fluid changes on that. We could do flushes on the radiator, but I don't get into that, and I'd rather a shop do that for me. So this absolutely does save us a few bucks on getting some things done, and hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what you can do on your vehicle. So hey, like always, go down there, subscribe to this already, guys, help me out, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.